Hi, Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 1st to the 15th, 2021 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Aries, November 1st to the 15th, 2021, Aries. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. At the bottom is our rooted self. The left-hand side is our inner self. The middle, our heart, our emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what the cards have to say. At our root, we have the Hierophant, which is Taurus energy. If we're born on the cusp with Taurus, or we have Taurus within our natal chart, that comes through very strongly. And then we have the Mystic, which is the High Priestess energy. So there's this beautiful combination because we have the Hierophant and the High Priestess. That's the Pope. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, well, that represents the Pope, the Hierophant, and the High Priestess in some older decks is known as the female Pope. Now, whether you believe in Pope Joan or not is irrelevant. What we have here is this beautiful pairing of power, one embracing the masculine, one embracing the feminine, and both of that coming together in this sacred understanding of each other, in this powerhouse of I am connected and I am powerfully connected to more than what is being seen at this time. We then have the Craftsman of Fire. We're going to find in our inner selves, we're always going to be working towards something during this time. This is going to be a time where it's like, okay, well, I just need to figure this out. I just need to work through this. I just need to understand that. We can get a little bit obsessive about things because we just need to go deeper and deeper and deeper and have everything perfect before we move on to the next thing. That's going to actually delay us in getting to where we want to be and actually make us lose track of our goals as we're moving forward. So do be mindful of that. We then have the 10 of Fire. There's something here that's illuminating our way forward, and we'll get into this in just a moment. The Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, amplifying this Taurus energy right here. We then have the 6 of Cups, something from our childhood is coming up. We then have the King of Pentacles. I love this combination right here because whenever I have the King and the Queen from the same deck of the same suit in a reading, that's a true love connection, a soulmate connection. And the fact that we have this connection here at our root, that's very powerful. There's something here, it calls to our hearts. It's rooted in us. There's a sense of the sacred coming forward. It can be that we start to embrace the sacred within our lives, within ourselves. We start to embrace our prosperity. And then we have the Chariot, which is Cancer energy. We're going to see ourselves really being able to hone our emotions. So again, if we have Earth sign energy or if we have Cancer energy, that's going to show up very powerfully in our emotional self and very much dictate the way that we see things. So if it shows up in our creativity, we're going to be more creative, but we're also going to be more down to earth. If it shows up in our, in our Venus, in our love, we're going to be moving forward with our emotions kind of on our sleeves, but also starting to learn how to, how to keep them from running amok. So that's going to be really good. The Six of Wands, there is this sense here of success and prosperity and just being able to learn how to celebrate ourselves in the public arena more than we do. So we're going to have a tendency to be rather harsh on ourselves, and that comes through with the Nine of Swords here, where it's like there's mental conflict. There's a sense of I'm being held back, I'm too much in my own head, I'm trying to figure everything out. Again, it's that sense of it just has to be perfect before I move forward, because if not, the nightmares will come true. If not, I won't be able to get to where it is that I want to be. Something that I'm worried about, something that I'm obsessing about needs to be addressed first before I can move forward. Let's look at the energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly, guide this reading, and show me clearly. And that's the Queen of Wands. Now, it can be that we have to very much be mindful of getting in our own way and, excuse me, and being just a little bit too emotionally driven by things, but also there's going to be this person, okay? And they kind of can assess situations very, very well. And there's a cattiness to them. There's just this sense of, that hidden cat, There's that sense of I'm going to get you before you get me. And that's actually worked very well for this person. They're very successful. They're very powerful. They have this way of doing things that is like when they come for you, they just want to destroy. And then they'll just walk over the desolation they leave behind. So be mindful of this. This could also be somebody that inspires us, somebody that we're watching a lot of, or something to that effect, where their energy is just like, if you go against me, I will take you down. And that's going to be something we have to be mindful of here. So just watch out for that energy, because they see themselves as this warrior. They see themselves as this person that needs to conquer at almost any cost. Our chakra energy, angels. Ooh. Actually, I think that's it. These were already shuffled and meditated upon beforehand, but Spirit's saying, you have them. Don't go further. I like that. We have here determination, and we have here the solar plexus chakra and the soul star chakra located 6 inches above our crown. We are highly determined, highly focused, highly insightful. We're going to be needing to really hone our emotions to move ourselves forward, because there's a sense of I'm jumping through stagnation to be able to be where it is that I need to be. It's like there's a point to this. There's a point to everything that I'm doing, and I am divinely guided. During this time, we're going to have this insight, these ideas that come to us, and it's divine wisdom that leads us forward. It's divine wisdom that starts to open up the door for us. Again, the Hierophant at the bottom, at our root, there is this need to embrace what's sacred to us and be able to understand what's sacred to us. So when we have the Hierophant come forward, we have this sense of what's powerful for me, what's insightful for me, where is it that I need to be, what is it that I need to do, what are my traditions, and where do I fall within this power? Meaning that I can't go against the grain of who I am. During this time, especially for these 15 days, it's like I have to be true to myself. And there are going to be things that start to rise to the surface that we've kind of buried down, that we think, I don't really have to focus on this. I don't really have to be worried about this. But what Spirit is saying is like, yes, I do. Yes, I do, because it's important to me. It might not be important to another person. Somebody else might not understand, but I understand. And I need to embrace me and what I desire and where it is that I need to be. With the High Priestess coming forward, now the Hierophant is more seen, right? The Hierophant more takes the lead and says, I'm not going to hide anything about myself. This is who I am. This is what I want. Deal with it. Great. Don't like it. Move on. The High Priestess doesn't have herself seen as much. She doesn't care if you see her or if you don't. Think of this as, like the Pope. And I always think of the High Priestess as the Oracle of Delphi. You have to go to her. Be it the Pope, you have to go to too, but you see him more. And so here with the High Priestess, there is this sense of knowledge coming in, instincts coming in, things coming in, not as bluntly, not as, succinctly as we would like them to, like the Hierophant energy. It's going to be very succinct. It's going to be very powerful. It's going to be, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to move forward. This is what needs to be conquered. This is what doesn't. And we're going to be like, oh, okay, I see it. That's really clear. With the High Priestess, we're starting to see behind the veils of other people. We're seeing behind the veils of ourselves. And we're like, oh, I didn't want to know that. Or it's like, oh, maybe I was being a jerk about that. Or like, oh, that's the reason why. And there were going to be these revelations. And it's like, oh, okay, I get it. I get it, and I didn't want to get it. And so here with the craftsman, when we have all this energy coming forward at our root, the craftsman has us forging ahead. It has us forging towards something more, something powerful, something insightful. And we're going to see here that this is a very creative time for us. But this is also a time where we can become too caught up on it being perfect, too caught up on it having to be just a certain way. And what Spirit is saying here is you're going to need to make some flops. It's kind of like that first pancake statement that people have, where the first pancake always comes out a little wonky because you're getting the griddle hot, you're getting everything all set up. And then once you have that first pancake and you get yourself into the groove, everything kind of falls into alignment. And here we're going to have things that we're working on, and we have to give ourselves margins for mistakes. We're not going to want to. We're going to think it's kind of a waste of time, a little bit, irritating. But Spirit's saying here, give yourself room for mistakes, and also know that things can be redone. We don't need to be perfect the first time out. We're going to be very driven, very focused, and very insightful when it comes to what we want, but we're also going to put way too much on our shoulders, so do be mindful of that. With the 10 of fire, we have this illumination guiding us. We have this sense of, okay, I've been carrying so much, I've been, bogged down by so much, because in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this is a person holding a whole bunch of sticks on their back, a whole bunch of wands on their back, and I always see this as the only thing that they can see is the bottom, is the ground, is their shoes. I was going to say the bottom of their shoes, but it's not even that. It's like the mud on their shoes. They can only see the mud and the dirt and everything that they've walked through. And there's like no hope in sight because it's so heavy. You can't even lift your head up and know that you're almost there. And here it's like the candles have been lit. The illumination has come. We've come to the end of the cycle of what I've been carrying, what I've been, holding onto. And we have this beautiful cardinal in the background. We have this beautiful, I don't know if you can see that. We have this beautiful splash of red in the night. And it's like, okay, that's the thing that needs to move me forward. That's the insight and the idea and the passion and the understanding and the guiding factor. And it brings us to the Queen of Pentacles. It brings us to this place of prosperity. It brings us to this place of abundance. It brings us to this place of bounty and insight and ideas. And as we look at this, it's like, okay, this is where I need to be. I need to hold on to what I'm building for me. I need to hold on to what it is that I desire. I need to start, embracing myself and embracing my joy and embracing what I want from my life and start opening up those doors. And as I open up the doors, people start to see us here, Aries, as a powerhouse. People start to see us as a person who can be sensitive and kind, and a person who can also, lead the hunt and go after what it is that they want. With the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles is crowned by love, and the King of Pentacles is crowned by knowledge. And so here, as we're building something forward, as we're moving towards our goals, we're going to see that right in the middle is the sense of the past coming in. It is the sense of childhood traumas and dramas coming forward, hurts, pains, disappointments, angers, upsets. The Six of Cups is living in the past. Now, it can be living in the beautiful moments of the past, but it's also living in the traumatic moments. And a lot of times it's living in the traumatic moments where this helped form our psyche. We might not even have known about it. It might have happened when we were still in vitro, when we were just becoming. And so here, or when we were really little, and we're thinking, why do I follow this pattern? Or why do I have this hurt or this fear of abandonment or whatever it is that I'm carrying with me? And what Spirit is saying here is that we can be prosperous as long as we keep moving forward and keep ourselves grounded in the present, keep ourselves moving towards our goals. And as we do this, we are inspired, we are determined, we are more than we imagined we could be. And it moves us to this place where we have our emotions and we start to say, I need to be in control of this. I think this is Memnon, is the god of the sea. Yeah. And here, this is the Celtic god of the sea. And we have our chariot made out of the foam of the waves. Very much reminding me of The Last Unicorn, which is one of my favorite books, favorite movies. And it's just beautiful. It's a sense of there's something more here than meets the eye. There's something more here than what we understand. And as we embrace that more, as we embrace that passion, that insight, those ideas, we start to say, I have control over my heart more so than I thought, or I have a power that moves me forward more so than I imagined. And as I'm embracing my love, as I am honoring my determination, my focus, my joy, my insight, I get to move forward in me, in what I want, in what I desire, and where it is that I need to be. It brings us to the Six of Wands, and it brings us to this place of success. It brings us to this place of, I have to celebrate myself in the public arena. It's not going around being cocky and arrogant. It's going around saying, I met her. It's going, yeah, it is. It's going around holding our heads up high. We all know the difference between a confident person and a not confident person. When we see a confident person, we know that person has confidence, and we also tend to give them just a little bit more respect because they seem to demand it. They hold themselves in such a way, when as an unconfident person can be astoundingly powerful, can be astoundingly prosperous within their spirit, within themselves, have a lot going for them, but they don't see it, so then we don't see it. And so here it's like, hold your head up high, shoulders back, embrace your prosperity, embrace who it is that you are, or embrace the prosperity that you're working towards, and everything that you're learning, everything that you're overcoming, because we're moving away from the nightmares that have held us back. We're moving away from the doubts and the fears and the negativities and the hurts and the pains that are trying to squash us down. And this is going to be a time where we can get in our own heads so easily that Spirit is saying, celebrate yourself. Spirit is saying, remember the good things. Excuse me. If we take a gratitude journal and we just write down every single night before we go to sleep, or we recite it like, oh, okay, I'm thankful for, going for this walk that I went on. I'm thankful for, the meeting going smoothly, or this thing that I was afraid of not being such a big deal. I'm thankful for, whatever it is. Then we start to say, okay, the nightmares, they're not holding me back as much as I thought they were, or they're not overpowering my life the way I thought they would. And so here with the Nine of Swords, it's like I'm starting to embrace me, and I'm not living in that fear anymore, or at least I'm calling out that fear so it doesn't have the power over me anymore. It moves us to our subconscious energy to be mindful of, which is the moon. Now this is Pisces energy. We have to be mindful of our fear taking over. We have to be mindful of our subconscious and conscious self being out of alignment, not wanting the same things. There's kind of this inner conflict, this inner war with ourselves that can be going on here. If we don't embrace ourselves, if we don't see ourselves, if we don't honor ourselves, it's going to feel like this is an endless battle that I can never win, and I can never get to where it is that I want to be. The moon brings up fears. And if we look at these fears and we say, yes, I am afraid of this, but it doesn't get to be my whole entire life, then we start to change. Then we start to see things changing. Then we start to see ourselves conquering what once defined us in a very negative, very bad way. And so here, that's kind of like the past coming in. It's kind of like that person telling us that we weren't worth it, and then us saying, you know what, I've held on to your stupid nonsense for just way too long, and I am worth it. I am absolutely, positively worth it. And I'm taking away the power that you once had over me. And I'm taking away the authority you once had in my life. And as we do this, our chakra energy is family. It's our rooted chakra. And it can be, our DNA configuration. It can be a lot of things that we carry in a cellular memory. It can be the family that we've created for ourselves, the family that we were born into. But a lot of this comes at our root. And we're going to find that issues within the family come up. We're going to find that insecurities from the family come up. Even if we have a fantastic family, there are always going to be things that we are sensitive about, things that, people say on a bad day that come forward. And this is going to be a time where we need to root ourselves in ourselves. And we also need to acknowledge our own line, our line of reincarnation, of past lives. It's like, these are the lives that I've lived. This is the soul family that I have. Our subconscious rooted message is the Empress. And I love that we have the power of the Hierophant and the High Priestess. We have this beautiful sacred feminine energy coming forward with the Empress. It's like, as I claim what is sacredly mine and sacredly powerful for me, I claim my voice, I claim my insight, I claim my ideas. I know the way that I need to move forward, and I know the place that I want to be. And I start to open up that door powerfully, openly, honestly, and intentionally. It moves us then to our subconscious inner self, and that's the Six of Fire. It's being able to fall in love with ourselves. It's being able to celebrate ourselves. It's being able to honor ourselves. That's going to be so important because we're going to feel like no matter how hard we work during this time, there's like a missing link. And that missing link is not that we have to do better, that that's how we're going to take it. It's that we have to start honoring the time and the effort and the work that we put into things, start honoring ourselves. It moves us to our subconscious emotional self. And it is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is joy and beauty and sweetness like honey melting on our tongue. There is a sense of beautiful things coming forward. It's going to be easier for other people to see this than it is going to be for ourselves to acknowledge this, to see this, to embrace this. And this is going to be a time for us where we need to really move forward in our beauty and move forward in what we wish for in our hearts, and know that if I move in an intention, if I move in a love for myself and what I desire, and move in a love for me and where I need to be, all of a sudden that becomes more. I become more. It moves us then to our subconscious public arena self, and that's the Star, another wish card. This is the minor arcana wish card, the Nine of Cups. This is the major arcana wish card, and we have here this Aquarius energy, but we also have this sense of this is what I yearn for. This is what I love. Spirit is giving us not what we cross our fingers for and say, oh, I hope I get a new whatever. We are getting at this time and in this moment this power of, this is what my soul needs. This is the passion that guides me. This is the beauty that leads me. This is the power that is a part of me. And as I embrace this, I embrace myself. As I honor this within me, I honor myself. And there's love and determination and wishes that just get to kind of like dance around our vision, almost like fireflies in the summer. And that's going to be really pretty. That's going to be really pretty and really wonderful for us to have those wishes, to have those dreams, bring us forward. Okay. All right, Aries, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power and the worth that is us. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries.